Alt-right figures attacked an event organizer who wouldn't meet their demands. So, YouTuber Based Mama, otherwise known as the walking tit with an extremely high IQ, is back.
My IQ is extremely high.
She has a brand new tale of victimhood that she fed to Jared Holt, the obviously gay author at everyone's favorite comedy website, Right Wing Watch, which couldn't be further from the truth of what actually happened in regards to Kilroy. Throughout this nonsensical article, she claims that YouTuber James Alsup demanded that she cancel panels to make way for him and a few other supposedly alt-right speakers, when the reality of the situation is that James was under the impression that speakers were invited so they could talk about topics they were interested in. The article tries to spin it as though his email is some sort of demand with a veiled threat when he was offering advice on how to handle the panels. If you look at the list, there were a bunch of panels here that could have been consolidated down if the amount of panels were an issue. The fact that Based Mama refuses to even touch the topic of identitarianism goes against the so-called spirit of free speech which the event claims to represent. You can look at the emails yourself with the link in the description. However, one of the largest issues with the event was the ridiculous NDA speakers were asked to sign, which many refused and, as a result, pulled out of the event. Later, the organizers claimed signing the NDA was optional, with the caveat being if they didn't sign, they weren't able to promote the speaker, though they were still allowed to come, but this was clearly false as many of the people who pulled from the event without ever signing were advertised as being part of the event when they were asking for donations for Kilroy. Some of the YouTubers even made videos on their channels to promote the event, so what happened here was a clear case of using larger YouTubers to promote an event for donations before they were even confirmed according to the original claims. Now this gets better. The reason given for the NDA here is that it was to protect the identities of political dissidents from Venezuela and North Korea, which later changed to protecting ex-Muslim speakers and for the safety of Based Mama's children. I don't know, maybe she thought one of the fathers of her kids would recognize them or something.
You are not the father!
The idea that this NDA would protect anyone's identity is ridiculous. What about the attendees? Any one of them could have revealed the speaker's identity after the event, so this agreement would actually do nothing to prevent that. Good thing no one showed up. Not to mention, if you're an ex-Muslim in the US, it's not like you're at risk of being stoned to death. Basically, ex-Muslim is nothing more than a label to remain a victim even after escaping your so-called oppression. Interestingly enough, Based Mama herself is an ex-Mormon and an ex-Muslim. Take that as you will, but there's something shady about a person that jumps from belief system to belief system. It's almost like they don't have an identity of their own, so they latch onto ideologies to fill that void. You know, that sounds like someone else who changes their identity more than they change their underwear. And speaking of good old David Shitrat, there are some interesting links here. David Shitrat gets involved with a supposed ex-Muslim atheist in the Middle East. They raise money supposedly with the intention of getting her out of her country with the help of YouTubers and media outlets, along with another ex-Muslim, J.A., who has come to be affectionately known as Harambe Desserts. They collect the money, the girlfriend vanishes, and it isn't spoken of again until just a few days ago when magically the sandwench reappears after David starts getting called out about the money, only to disappear after the damage control failed. Now, Harambe Desserts turns out to be one of the ex-Muslims featured at Kilroy, and to put the cherry on top of this shit sundae, both David and Based Mama were in Kraut's infamous Internet Ops Discord server, and well, would you look at that? Here's Kraut promoting the Jared Holt article. Quite the game of connect the dots we have on our hands here. Kilroy wasn't even Based Mama's event. It was the idea of failure accomplished in Andy Worski, and it was co-opted by her fat, greedy ass because she saw an opportunity to monetize free speech at a time when it had become a trendy talking point due to the increasing censorship on various platforms. Based Mama is an opportunist and a manipulator who has taken a page straight out of the Anita Sarkeesian book of Victimhood to garner sympathy by claiming harassment, rather than facing up to the fact that she robbed people of their money by falsely advertising a lineup and getting free promo. She claims her account was hacked, money stolen, and her children threatened, but there is absolutely no actual evidence for this. Everyone is supposed to just sit back and blindly take it on good faith that she's telling the truth, when every single action regarding this event has proven she's incapable of doing so. Claiming you were hacked and you're receiving threats are the go-to excuses when you've done something retarded on the internet. The only thing this woman is a victim of is her own stupidity. This is exactly the type of behavior this community criticizes others for, playing the victim in place of taking responsibility for your own actions. But as the skeptic's motto goes, it's okay when I do it.